Hi, everyone. So I consider myself intelligent, relatively intelligent. I mean, I went to college, not that you need to go to college to be intelligent because you don't, but just for me, I went to college. I have special interests. I know so much about those special interests. I'm pretty fucking smart with the stuff that I know. And, I'm pretty not so quick to catch on to things even as I'm going through them. I don't even know if that made sense. But basically, there's two things that happened recently that I questioned my intelligence of. The first one is, for all of you people that listened to that podcast about how I was talking, or whatever episodes I did, probably more than one, when I was talking about Hades and having to get up in the, every 2 hours when I'm sleeping to feed him. I know that there is a whole bunch of you, if not the majority, that were thinking he's not going to die if you don't get up in the middle of the night to go feed his ass, or something similar. Well, it dawned on me. And this was after the fact that Alicia was like, why don't you pace him? He can wait until you wake up. She said that shit to me before all of this. And I was like, oh, please. Oh, before you sit there and say, oh, but she said she would do anything for her cat. Yeah, I will. But, some people have limits. So it was 4 days ago or something. I was just sitting here. And I was in my room and it was smelling like cat food and he was eating his cat food. And I thought to myself, why am I doing this to myself? I don't have to get up in the middle of the night. That was a fucking epiphany to me. I should have just done a part 2 of that Revelations episode or whatever the fuck, because it was an epiphany. I had never considered the possibility that I don't have to get up every 2 hours while I'm sleeping to feed him, because he's not going to die in a span of a handful of hours. You know what I mean? Yes, you know what I mean. I didn't know what I wasn't even thinking that way. All I was thinking of was this cat needs to keep eating. And, I am at his service, I was just make sure I feed him when he's hungry. And after continuously getting woken up, I was like, yeah, no, something has to change. And I love this cat so much. I do. But yeah, I can't get up every 2 hours to feed him, because look what happened. I lost a whole fucking week recently, because I don't know how to sleep properly. Anyways, and on top of that, not realizing my cat's not going to die if I just want to get some normal sleep. He'll be okay. And he's getting used to it now. He waits until about an hour before I would naturally get up to start smacking me on the head and meowing. And so he's getting better. And also, I am not having him eat his cat food in my room anymore, because I am so tired of my room smelling like cat food. I'm so tired of getting hungry at the smell of the cat food. That's fucking weird. I don't want to eat the cat food. I don't. Quick tangent. When I was a kid, I did try some cat food and some dog food, because I was curious, do these animals eat good or what? And the dogs, I felt, ate better than the cats, because their beef jerky snacks tasted just like human beef jerky, but that's neither here nor there. It was just more of a curiosity thing. I didn't, I didn't chow down on fucking animal food for years. No, I didn't do that. But yeah, I'm tired of it smelling like cat food. There's little pieces of cat food from just gets everywhere. Not everywhere, but it just gets on the floor, and it's just, no, thank you. And so now I have him eat out near the kitchen. And it's going well. The asshole cat Krampus, he's finally responding to hand signals automatically. So I am proud of myself for teaching a cat how to just calm it down a little bit. And, you know, anybody out there that says cats cannot be, like, trained like dogs, yes, they fucking can. All you gotta do is the same shit that you do with dogs. You just do it with cats. And you know what? The cats, I think, actually catch on quicker. It's just my experience. I don't know. My cats are pretty smart. But yeah, I did not realize that I did not have to get up in the middle of the night. It did not cross my mind. Even when Alicia said, pace him, whatever, that did not cross my mind. Probably because my main focus was, I love my cat needs to eat, you know, like that whole thing, when I did, like, episodes on that. And, you know, figure this one out. That fucking pate, ugh. I do not like the smell of that fucking nasty cat food. It is gross, but they all seem to love it, like, yum, 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 yum. It's just gross. Can't stand the smell. However, right after Hades eats, he licks his chops, you know, I'm sure he says thank you in his head or something, and then he goes off and figures out where he's going to go plop down to take a nap. And one of my favorite things to do is to give him a big old kiss on the mouth, even right after he ate that cat food, and I can kind of still taste it. This is embarrassing to admit. I'm not trying to get a taste of the cat food, but, like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. It's so, I don't know, he's so cute. I don't mind kissing him, and he's got some cat food on his lips. Like, I don't fucking know what that's all about. Why I prefer that over, like, the actual cat food in the bowl. Oh my God, like, I can just go on and on about this. But I'm just going to say, yep, now I get it. Yep, I need my sleep. And then the other thing that this happened to was actually today, it was like an hour ago, I was talking with Alicia, and she was explaining some stuff about her ketamine sessions, because she started another round back up. So there were 6 sessions and she's already done 3. Those are the ones where I have to drive her and she's there for 3 hours and then I have to go pick her up. So anyways, she's reading me the notes that her therapist did, like the notes that her therapist took, like before, during, and after the session with ketamine with Alicia. And I asked her to just read me those notes and explain things along the way, because she tried to just hand them to me before in the past and said, here, read this and then you'll know what's going on. And I was like, dude, no, I don't know what the fuck this shit means. Like, whose hand did you hold? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't get that stuff. But anyways, I finally understand foo-foo therapy. And for all the therapists out there, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be offensive. I've said before that foo-foo therapy definitely works. Foo-foo therapy to me is, you know, hippy-dippy, woo-woo, ketamine, hanging out in the woods, singing, I don't know. And so this whole time, I think Alicia has been doing this ketamine stuff for what, like a year and a half now, maybe? This entire time, I just have thought that she goes and she takes the ketamine and then she goes somewhere in her head, and sometimes bad things come up and sometimes not so bad things come up, and then she processes through them or whatever, and like maybe that helps her. And so like I have had this story like that ketamine helps people. This is not true. Don't listen to me. Or at least, like, I'm not a professional. This was my opinion. I thought ketamine just helped people, like, figure their shit out. Like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be feeling about this. I don't know what I was thinking. Because as she was reading me those notes from her therapist today, in my mind, I'm thinking, it just sounds like, it's a story being created about somebody. Like, Alicia's part of it too. Like, it was like hearing a story being read about somebody. And I don't know how to explain this. Like, instead of just saying in the notes, I don't know what the proper way to explain this is. Basically, I just told Alicia that it sounded like she was just like storytelling me her trauma stuff. Like, I'm trying not to get into her specifics because it's not my stuff to tell. But like a memory would come up from the past that she had repressed. And so, like, initially, like, that's what I thought ketamine would help with, but then I don't know why that thought just flew out of my fucking head, because that's exactly what ketamine can help do, is open up those parts of your brain that are blocked and unlock that repressed shit. And so that's actually what's been happening this entire time, is every time she does like a session, which they call them journeys. So I guess whenever she goes on a ketamine journey, she's unlocking like these memories that are popping up from the past that help her connect with her feelings. It just, the way she described it to me after I told her, it sounds like you're telling me just like a story about yourself. Then I got it. I probably did not explain that very good. Oh my God, I suck at explaining things. It's like, I don't know, I look out the window, maybe the neighbor's doing some shit, and I'm like, he's mowing the lawn. He went and got the mower out of the thing in the backyard, and he's going up and down, and he stopped just now, and he looks like he's irritated about something. What could he be irritated about? It's like that kind of narration when she's reading those notes. Because her therapist does a lot of dictation, but also uses a lot of Alicia's actual words in the notes. So it's like, Alicia's telling a story about her shit. And so I was like, why can't you just sit there and be like, okay, this bad thing happened to me as a kid. And how do you not have feelings about that bad thing that happened to you? How can you just look at the memory and it was a bad memory, but like no bad feelings are coming up. Nothing feelings. No feelings are coming up about the memory. It's just like, it just is. Just, you know what I mean? I don't understand that. And so, and I was trying to explain to her, I don't quite understand this whole thing, I guess. I mean, even though like I've been driving you and you've been doing ketamine, like, you mean to tell me that like you've been taking it and it's been unlocking memories for you? Because then I was like, bitch, why didn't you tell me that some of these memories were repressed? I thought that you just were now figuring out like, oh, I can share with my wife. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. And she's like, no, I probably could have communicated that better. Yeah, that really would have helped me, because this entire time, all my bitching about ketamine, and I know it's helpful, but I didn't know it was this helpful. I thought it was just like helping her like understand what happened to her better. I don't know. My mind is just, I don't know what happens to my brain sometimes. Like it just grabs onto something and it's like, yep, this is what's going on. And then like it runs with it and creates a whole fucking book about it. And after my conversation with Alicia a little while ago, I now understand that ketamine is useful for people who need to connect with their feelings, as well as uncover potential repressed memories, so those can come up and be dealt with. It's definitely like, for people who have a lot of trauma, because she said too that there's times, there was one time this last session where she kind of just shook, like she was laying down and then her body just shook a little bit. And, well, I don't know if it was a little bit. It was like, I don't know if it was like a minute or so. And that the therapist was saying that could have just been like the body's way of releasing some of the trauma. So I don't know. Like, I think I kind of understand this foo-foo stuff better now. And I don't mean any offense to anybody who does foo-foo therapy. It's just, I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it doesn't seem like regular therapy to me, but maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, so I don't know I guess if anybody's, I wasn't even getting on here to like recommend ketamine. I just was basically like, how did I not know that that's what she's been fucking doing all this time? It's like, it's been like bringing up this stuff that she couldn't get to on her own. And it's been bringing up feelings that, go with those memories. And then she's having to figure out how to deal with the feeling because she doesn't have access to most of her feelings. And so it's like a kid having to, not like she's a kid, but like a way to explain it is like, like a kid that's trying to figure out how to deal with anger for the first time. And like kids realizing that like punching things or yelling at people is not a good way to like deal with the anger. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm saying? Were you guys able to follow that train of thought? I hope so. But yeah, I just can't believe that like I did not know really what it was doing for her. It's so strange when you're going through something and then you have your own story and you're fucking going through it with your partner or whoever, or like you're doing it yourself maybe. And then like you think about like, you think it's doing one thing, but you're missing like the entire picture of what it's really doing. I don't even know. Like my talking is, I'm not supposed to apologize for my talking. That's right. Did I do that already? I don't think so. Hopefully not. I just got on here to say, now I get it. It's just like these revelations, I don't know, maybe my brain's been so taxed over the last several months that it's just like not processing basic information, so that when it finally does process the information, it's like months after the fact, and I'm like, oh, yeah, now I get it. Now I know how that helped. Or, oh, now I get it. My fucking cat's not going to die in the span of like 7 hours if he doesn't eat. Like, what the fuck? Man, I could have had so much sleep. I have lost so much. And I'm not blaming him. I'm just blaming, like, my brain. Like, can my brain please just, can I have this information first instead of like all the other crap I try like telling myself about something? And you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm pretty proud of myself that I finally got these two things. I actually didn't know about the second one. I didn't know that like I needed to still understand what the fuck ketamine was. So I was pretty enlightened after that conversation because yeah, after what she told me that it's been doing, and I get it now. Now I can like really see, like, not that I couldn't see the changes before, but do you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Okay. That's all I want to say for today. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.